Hey guys, welcome back to my Let's Play for Green Hell. Today we're going to just do a little bit of a review of all of our builds so far, and then we're going to just work on something small. I don't really want to work anything huge because lately we've been doing huge builds like this one, and I really just want to kind of focus on just the small little things. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe we could build just the tiniest little shack, like maybe work on those two little structures that are over here. And let's actually like do something to maybe like make it a tiny little cozy cottage or something. Kind of similar to how we did over here, but I really want it smaller. To be honest, I really want to try to do maybe just one structure and maybe a shed and just see how that works. Kind of like a tiny house, but green hell style. So let's go ahead and get these nuts. I also need some carbs, so we're gonna have to bananas. Great, awesome. So let's go ahead and take those. So go ahead and get a banana. I'm gonna eat both of those nuts. There we go. We're good. We've got 3 hours on this stuff. Let's go ahead and just eat it up. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna need it eventually, and we'll also leave this. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and get ourselves going. To start off with, I do want to do a little bit of a review of everything that we've built so far, so we will go around and do a few things, but we can start here on the main of Anaconda, I guess, so far. So this building here, I made it just kind of like as a family home. There's a lot of them that are going to be kind of like family homes, but this one is it's got 2 beds, a smoker and our campfire ring here, and then it has a storage box. I was thinking about actually putting, if we can, which I'm not sure that we can do, maybe putting a one of these out here. No, that's probably why I didn't do it, because we couldn't do it. Oh well, I mean, it's cool. But I love the fact that I kind of left this like that so that it's open and you can, if you were to go out and wash your hands in the morning, wash your face, whatever, it's right there. The water's right there. We do have a little planter. Off camera, I did build this here. It's a bamboo water collector. I just thought it was kind of a nice little touch to add to the area, since there are the mud purifiers, but every house kind of needs a little something. So we do have some storage over here and just a log bed in the middle, and then here I put a dryer. Every house needs a dryer or some sort of something to be able to cook food, preserve food. So I figured, why not just make that, as that for right now. I really love this house, just the fact that it's, the angle, it's actually probably the only one out of all of the ones that I've done that is 2-story, and it has just 1 shed on it. Alright, now this one here, this was meant to be an armory. So I'm trying to think if I do plan to do it, which, I mean, I may or may not. I want to kind of see, I may be able to put it right here. This kind of messes with my walkway, because I realize like my path that I usually walk is like right through here. But we can put a weapons rack here. That is definitely going to be something that we will do. But it's got I think 2 beds. So this bed here, it's got a little fireplace down here, a couple storage units. I do have a second bed here. I wanted to put another bed here, but it just doesn't fit. So I was wanting to see if we could put a weapons rack there, and we can, but it kind of clips in with the roof over there. So I don't know if I want to do it that way. Yeah, we're not going to do that there. But then we also have this little back exit here that kind of doubles also, with the it also kind of doubles with this, having the, I guess, kind of like building materials. That's kind of what I was going for with this, to have just building materials, things over here to build with. Oftentimes the people who are, the soldiers, they also have the family members or even just the capabilities of building. A lot of back in the days, back in like way olden times, like the thing was is that there were builders, there were people who did, all of the I guess all of the dirty work, and there were people who watched over them, but when you were done with all of your work, you would go home to wherever it was that you lived and you'd take care of your home. So that's just kind of what I wanted it to be. I figured, most like thinking as far as, soldiers and stuff like that, usually, they had a place to go to where that was home, and then they also had a place that was, not their home, which would have been like the armory or the prison or, whatever the case may be. One thing that I do feel like this game is missing is doors. I know I say a lot of other things are missing, but one other thing that I feel like is missing is doors. I feel like if Stranded Deep and Raft and other games of the sort could have doors, then this one should too. You should be able to, tie some bamboo sticks together and make a frame and put some mud on it or put some leaves on it and make it a door. Honestly, that's just the way that I feel, and maybe have like a rope handle to open the door up. It might be something, the devs could look at doing eventually, or maybe not. It just depends on, what they want to do if they're finished with everything. But it's something that something that I'm definitely looking forward to if they decide. Honestly, I'm not sure if I want to build here. If I do, it may be something similar to maybe like a market stall or something like that. So it would be like one structure with maybe a bunch of storage boxes or something of that sort. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Just so you know, we are still in the dry season, so there is no rain or anything. I did go ahead and get all of these kind of completely finished. The only one I haven't finished is this one over here, and I'll definitely be working on that one soon, just not today. We went ahead and got 2 mud water purifiers because we absolutely need water in the off season is what I call it, but the dry season. We've also got the charcoal furnace over here. I did not go into smelting just because I don't feel that the tribes would have that knowledge. Like, maybe they would, but I don't really see them having that knowledge of things as far as smelting iron ore. They'd probably think it's just another rock because they're very primitive. So I did have, I did have the idea of making this here, which is a little fishing hut, but it was more like not just a fishing hut per se, because I mean, yeah, you can fish out here. You can do that, but the other thing that I was kind of thinking is just kind of like a fishing storage hut. So like all of the needs that a fisherman would have, or maybe, somewhere that they would come back and just kind of gut the fish and keep the bones in. I mean, I know that's kind of harsh to say. I did put a random smoker here because I figured between, this house here and, any of the other places on the island that needed it, they could have a smoker. And in here, I know that a lot of people, especially, in their homes, would like water. And this main island here of Anaconda Island is supposed to be kind of like, the tribe leaders, or like more so like the richer upper class. So, or the more important people in this case. So I went ahead and put, this bamboo water, I think it's a water purifier as well. It's just a smaller one. You have to put water in the top here, and then it drips all the way through, and you just leave like a bowl or something down there for it to collect. I didn't do that, but we do have the 2 bowls here. So I did not put any beds in this house. I figured it could be more so like a big, huge cooking area for the entire island. It does have space up here. you know, I feel like they would have, I don't know, maybe tables or maybe some chairs or just, stuff up here just to kind of line the walls, storage boxes or whatever. But I did make sure to put some plants up here. I know I didn't put, anything that's really edible in those two, but we do have the oranges here. All of this stuff regrows. I just wanted to check because I'm gonna have to refill these I want to make sure that all of these plants are watered. That's my main focus, honestly, while we're going through this. So this one here, I'm honestly not sure what I want to do with it yet. I do want to leave it just as it is. As you see the blueprints, I put it exactly how I'm gonna want it. I just want it like this. Maybe it could be just, like kind of like an outpost, just kind of looking over everything over here. I'm not sure, honestly, but I just kind of like it the way that is at this point. Now we did not go upstairs on this one, and I just realized that, so I apologize. Upstairs here we have all these different plants to basically just heal. If in any case, a soldier was to get wounded, or a warrior in this case, they would have all of the items they needed. We do have a weapons rack up here and another furnace, some storage here, and then we do also have a shower for them. This is the only shower that we have on the entire island, but I feel that if anybody deserves a shower, they deserve a shower. So, moving forward, we do also have all of these plants up here that are edible. I figured we could use some of this if we need it, or, people can just, the people who are actually, the warriors, they would have actually like a place to eat and stuff like that. If they come back, they just grab a banana, not a big deal, whatever. So we're gonna go this way instead of the other way. I just kind of wanted to loop around this side really quickly and go this way. I did off camera, just so you guys know, I did build a trap over here. So far it hasn't killed anything, but that doesn't mean that it won't. I probably didn't arm it, to be completely honest, because I'm super forgetful. I know we didn't do a ton of work on this part, but that's also because I wanted to leave something as beautiful as possible, because I know that I did a lot of, taking a lot of things away, so like deforesting of this area, and I wanted to leave something still a little natural, because I don't think that any of the tribesmen would completely gut everything. I mean, as you guys see in the game, they kind of leave certain places completely be, and they just build their own little homes in the middle of the forest, basically, and these little huts. Now, I did have an idea to build out here, but I changed my mind because it just wasn't working. So we're gonna go ahead and continue, and I will show you guys a little spot that we did build on, and that I love particularly. Oh, I left those here. Let's go ahead and, oh, we're not in rainy season anymore. Did you guys notice that? It's raining. Ha! Awesome. There is a bee's nest there. We're gonna leave it alone for right now. I'm not really worried about it. So this is one of my favorite spots that we built. We have, the large stick fish trap. But my friend Claudia helped me build this. I planned on not using any mud anywhere else, but then we thought, it might be nice to have a mud fireplace. So we built the one whole story. It's like this really long building. We put the sheds on it. I thought we would be able to, do it all the way around. It didn't work that way, and we couldn't do it there either. So I decided to go ahead and just, build the one storage under there. We have a ladder down here, which it's kind of hard to use sometimes. It's definitely hard to get down because there's that rock down there, but we put another ladder on the other side. We do have 2 beds in here, which is a little a little rough to get by, but you know, it is what it is. We've got a fireplace, and we do have just the sticks. There's a lot of food around here as far as plants and animals. So not only is there, you know, the little tapir and capybara, but there's also fish, there's crabs, and then on top of that, there's all kinds of plants everywhere that you can see. Like here, this is the heart of palm. It's so good for carbs. So I just kind of left it natural. I didn't want to plant a garden just because, you know, there was kind of no point to it at this point. Um, Here we built a I built a fishing pier. I figured at least one spot on this entire map should at least have an actual fishing pier that would be used by like the tribesmen. So we went ahead and built this. And for future reference, for anybody who's thinking about wanting to build a weapons rack and put things on it, you can put the fishing pole, and you can also put the 4-pronged fishing spear on there as well. So both of those items are really good to use. I also made, you know, a little storage box here, and I think I put I put some bones in there. And I just figured, you know, they've got their storage of their fishing gear there, and they can just come out here and cast and or spear a fish and do what they do, you know, or at least they have the stuff sitting right there. And then the other thing is I made this little sheltered hut. I figured this one might be a little different if they wanted to do some spear fishing or just come and just grab the fish out of the traps. And again, you know, I didn't build very much here either. This here I figured would be a really great place to have as a spot for like the elders of the tribe. Basically, that was kind of my thought. Let's eat some of these because it's taking up apparently too much space. All right, so I figured this would be a nice little entrance. You know, they just kind of walk in, and this dude. Okay, but walk in, and you know, right here there's the pot with everything that you need on it. Oh, burned. I have meat here? What? What? Dude. I didn't even realize that I had meat here. I'm just going to take the pot. That's honestly what I wanted, but we'll just leave it. I don't have room. So we've got the 4 beds here. We do have a few little storage boxes. And this idea here was actually an idea of one of my friends, John Darby. So I went ahead and just kind of like kept him in mind while I was doing my build, because he and I had done a ton of talking about different items or different things that we could do, and I felt that this was like the perfect way of kind of incorporating some of his ideas and also just, you know, I don't know, just being able to just, I don't know, just kind of like show him, hey, you know what, you really did have something, like really such a cool idea, something that I really liked, something that I was interested in. Ah, that's why it's all dirty. It's all good. Or not dirty, it's all all dead, soiled. But so I did make one plant over here. There's a ton of banana trees here, as you guys can see, so I really didn't feel the need, as well as some, you know, wild game. I didn't feel the need to build much of a garden. I did build that one little thing, and you know, and the water purifier, because we're kind of far away from everything else. And the elders, they kind of need stuff of that sort. I did also put some little prawn traps here, just because I figured it would be easier for them to come and just grab really quick. If we keep going further this way, now this way is back onto Anaconda. This is the opposite of the way that we just came from. I do have a few buildings over here. One of them that I'm very proud of. This one here, I'm not so sure how I feel about it, honestly. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. This one here was meant to be like a shaman shack. So we do, right outside, we do have, you know, the lily plant, and inside when you come in, there's this soursop fruit plant here. Unfortunately, I wanted to be able to put, a bunch of different planters out here. Honestly, we really just don't have the resources for it. And let's just be honest, honestly, I was getting lazy at that point because there was so much that I've done. This build was such a huge build, and I don't mean just this building, but I mean like for the entirety of the island and the outskirts as well. So we've got that there. This fruit is good for curing parasites, and it's also good for hydration. And I believe it also gives you some carbs as well. But I went ahead and made sure that the shaman had, a little my idea of like a shaman, what I'm thinking is almost like a witch doctor. So when you come in, they've always got a fire, and maybe not a cauldron, but they've always got a fire going. They've got some sort of brews going on the on their little fireplace, and then they have just tons of stuff. So I did make sure that they had food, but they've also got tons of bandages and medicine, so kind of like a medicine man thing, and herbs and stuff of that nature. So I figured that might be something that we could take into consideration when doing stuff like this, and playing around with this build. And I really I liked the build, and then it just got started to get difficult because certain parts of the ground are too uneven, so you couldn't put walls here, you couldn't put this there, and it just got too messy. And I was just like, you know what, let's just leave it this way. So I did go ahead and put some water collectors here. I'm gonna grab the water from them because I need them. And I did leave all the stick stuff over here as well. I felt that, this was kind of a needed thing to do. This little part of the island has so much on it. And when I say so much, I do literally mean so much. There's wild game right here. There's water right there. Like literally you walk down and there's water. Then on top of that, there's so many different little plants for healing. There's nut trees. There's, the heart of palm tree. There's even banana trees around here. So I figured, what, let's just leave it for right now. So I really like this. I like the area for this build. Let's just say it that way. I like the area for this build. I did also make sure that he had, like, the medicine man or shaman or whatever had a little fish trap just in case. This build here is my absolute favorite. I'm not gonna lie, I am in love, and I do mean absolutely in love with this build. The raw bamboo, just like kind of like, it's one of those things. It's just kind of like, oh, it's so refreshing. It's so green. It's so beautiful. It's vibrant. And with all of the rest of the brown that's right here, and the rocks behind it and all the water here, it's just beautiful to me, especially during the daytime. I know you guys have seen it in many of my videos. This one here has 2 beds, one here and one here. It's got 1 storage box. I didn't do much as far as that goes. I did put, 2 prawn traps. They also have their own fishing traps. I did this thing up for them, or for whoever it is. I gave them this one here, this little fire, well, kind of like a fireplace. I also gave them, another fire pit here, and also the smoker and the stick holders. So they've got like everything that they need. The only thing that they probably don't need or probably don't want, they also have, which is a spider spawn right around here. It actually sometimes goes in there. So which is the only unfortunate part about living on this little area right here. I wanted to do a build up there. I was thinking about it. I don't know that I will. I feel like that's almost too far away from the whole rest of the village, and I don't really want to put somebody way out there. I was planning on building today, but I don't think that we will get to it. The episode's already getting very long, so next episode we'll definitely get to building on these. I want to make these the smallest of smallest little tiny houses, like tiny little shacks for these people. Now the last thing that I want to visit on this island, that it's not really on this island, it's kind of off the island, that we didn't get to, that we have done, that I also absolutely love, is this here. Not only the pier, but also this little shack out here. So I did a 3-tiered little fishing pier here. I absolutely love this fishing pier. Now I didn't put any fishing, stuff on it, as far as, like the weapons rack for fishing gear and any storage, but that's because you can just walk from your house right here. I'm actually considering, now that I'm looking at it, maybe putting something here. It's so bare right there. So maybe. Um but I did put one fishing trap down here, and then I just kind of left it. I didn't feel the need to put anything else. But here, this is my absolute favorite. There's literally a trail of rocks. How could you not build there? It's like telling you, come here, build here. It's literally giving you the option. So I went and built over here. The only downfall of this little spot is literally that this tree here often gets bees' nests. Other than that, this is such a nice spot to build. It's so cute for a quaint little, like a little house. So I did go ahead and, give them just this one little thing. This little thing here, just the, fire pit and the stick holder. The bed is over here. And unfortunately, I couldn't put a roof here because of this tree, I'm guessing. So I couldn't put a roof here, but it's still such a nice open spot. Like, that's beautiful to me. And I did put one storage box and then just an exit out the back. Because who wouldn't want to exit out the back and just walk around, This is almost like the back. I mean, basically, this is your backyard. And this right here, like this view of the island, this is your front yard. Like, this is gorgeous. So, this is just a little review of everything that we've built so far. Next episode, we'll go ahead and finish off our build. Maybe finish off our build of this island. I'll probably do a little, I might do a live stream in between to kind of fill in some of the things like this here, and, maybe build a spot here and finish that off. But I really, 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 really enjoyed this build. It took a lot of time and a lot of energy for not just me, but also Jake. So I really appreciate you guys' support. Go ahead and hit the like button. Also subscribe. Feel free to get in the comment section. Talk to me. Tell me, ideas of where you think I should build next. Give me some coordinates. Give me any ideas of things, like whether it's like, say, hey, here's this wide open spot, just go crazy, or, whatever you guys think, whatever comes to mind, honestly. So I guess I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.